So in today's video, I'll be going through the process of how I turned this one splash photo into several other images and animated GIFs that are easy and fun to share on social media or on my webpage to provide to my portfolio. So just before I will go through the process, please remember to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. It will really help a lot and it will mean the world to me, so thank you. Now let's go through the video. So a couple of weeks ago I shared the process of me making this splash photo here on YouTube, and I shared this on Instagram for a collab that I did with this high-end brand. This was really fun, but when I did this I also had some other ideas of how I could turn this product into some more content. Ever since I did that photo, I also had in mind that I wanted to do some still animation. This can be done with one single image as long as you have a fun idea. And one of the ideas I had was that I wanted to make this into an animated GIF that kind of replicates these old Atari or Commodore 64 games with cars going through the screen and you have to pass by with a man. And I thought I could do this kind of with the perfume bottle because it's like a square or a car. And then I could take some toy figure from my kids' toys and I could make this into a small video. So that was the idea. So what I'll be using is this green piece of paper, cardboard, don't know what this is called, but just A4 size, really cheap to buy. I actually had this lying around, but this is green, which will match well with one of the bottles that is also green. Then we have one bottle that we need to photograph, and we have another bottle that we need to photograph. And then I have this little Lego figure that I'm going to animate. And at last we need this yellow glove, so I won't be getting any grease marks on the bottle. What you really want to use here is a microfiber glove, but I don't have that, so this will do the trick. So sometimes it's really nice to sketch out your ideas of how you're going to do the photo shoot or whatever you're going to do. I've done this before, you see, and it's not because this is something pretty, it's just a good idea for you to work with your idea and also make sure that you're getting the shots that you want. So for a shot like this, where I already have the concept in mind, I know that I'm going to be needing the perfumes. Oh, perfumes. Green, blue. I will have them on a green backdrop. And I will also have my Lego figure. And I mean, you don't have to do this, but sometimes it will help you out just to sketch out the idea. Because what I have in mind actually is that I want this simple setup where the perfumes just lay around like this, and then they will start popping up on the screen one by one, duplicating themselves, and there might be some down here, something like this. And they will just start coming up, so it could be just like this one and perhaps this one already in the video, and then this will pop, 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 this will pop. That's one concept. Really easy to do. The other idea I have is, if you take it like this, I would like the perfumes bottles to again be like this, and then I want them to just move along the screen like that. That's another concept. This I want as a perfect loop, so I can use this as a GIF file on my webpage. And the last idea I have is a mimic of this, and this is where the Lego figure comes in hand. I want the perfume bottles to be like cars driving on the street, like so, and these are just stripes in the middle of the road. Then I want perfume bottles like that, and these go this way and those go that way. And let's just say these are the green ones, or the blue ones perhaps, because the marker is blue. So these are the blue ones, and those are the green ones. And then I want my Lego man girl to come in. She might come in the middle, not on the side, but I want her to come in and then go over here and wait for the cars, and then she will go over here and out here, and then she can come. Let's say she was not starting over here, but she was actually starting over here, and then she can come in again here, and again I can make this into some kind of loop. So now I have 3 concepts that I can turn into something here. Quite easy. So for this shot I wanted to use hard lighting. Not harsh lighting, but hard lighting. By this I mean I wanted the shadows to be more darker and deeper to see, so you get this poppy commercial look. But the product is made of glass, and the top, I don't know what that is made of, but it's really reflective too. So this can be really hard to imitate this flashy poppy advertising look without getting some harsh reflections on the surface of the product. At least for me, I couldn't figure out a good way to light this setup and reduce the amount of reflections. So eventually I had to do some more Photoshop work, and that just took some time, but it was possible to do. And if you have another product that is not that reflective, you don't need to go through this tedious process. To create the harder shadows, I'll be using a flash without a modifier. For my flash here, this is the Godox A200D. I have a bulb light that I can put on it. I'll be using that still to have the hard shadows, but to reduce some of the harshness on the product as well. You don't need this, you can totally just use a normal flash, but since I have it, I will be using this. By the way, this flash is really nice. It has a lot of power, and you get this big flash that you can use for a lot of things. So I highly recommend this. You can find the link down in the description below. The idea when doing hard shadows like this is that you don't want to shoot the flash directly on the product. You want to have it a bit higher so that the light will shoot out and wrap around the product. So I'll be setting this up with the flash around a meter away from the product and above the product, and then shooting towards the product, but not directly at it. And if you don't like the look, you can just move the flash around to see if you get a better result. I actually took off the flash at one point and just shot it straight up into the ceiling, because this way it will bounce the light in another way, just to see how it looked. So when I set up the light, I will start taking some test shots to see how this looks. Then I will probably take some different shots that I can merge together in Photoshop, because this way I can kind of remove some of the unwanted lights that might be reflective on the bottle. Because I also have a particular idea in my head with this Lego figure, I will also need to take some photos of the Lego figure. And here I have this little Lego mom with her baby that I'm going to use. And because I want this Lego mom to move, I need to take some different shots with her, different positions, so I can animate her in a way that it looks that she's actually moving and not just being pushed around by my fingers. So I'll take a picture with her right leg in front, and I will take a picture with her left leg in front. This is kind of like making a stop motion video. So at the computer I will import all my photos into Lightroom, and I will go through each of them and see which I like and which I don't like. When I got into Lightroom I also saw that there was this big air bubble in the bottle. This was because I had used some of the perfume. This was not a deal breaker, but again it just makes it a bit harder for me, because then I have to Photoshop that out as well. I will pick a couple that I think will work well together, and I will merge them together in Photoshop to have one photo. I won't be showing you how I did the edit here, but I have already made a video where I edited a deodorant from Dolce & Gabbana in exactly the same way as I did this. You can watch that video up here. Or here. And then the only thing left to do is to make the animations. For the more simple animations that you want to do, you can actually do this in Photoshop. If you go to Window and then choose Timeline, then you get a timeline just like Premiere Pro or another video editor, where you can put all your photos in, and then you can animate them in different ways. And here it is possible to change the opacity and the movement, and you can also add keyframes. But for a simple shot like this one, I just want to make the perfume duplicate itself inside the frame. This is a really simple animation, and I actually don't even need to use keyframes or anything. The only thing I need to do is to have several photos, place them in the positions that I want, and then just cut them to the timeline in the right manner, and they will pop up as the time goes by. This is really easy to do, so you can do it here in Photoshop. The other idea I had was the perfume moving in different ways. And I actually wanted them to do this in a 45-degree angle or something like that. I guess you could do this in Photoshop as well and in Premiere Pro, but I eventually did this in After Effects because I wanted to make this into a perfect loop. So if I make this into a GIF, when the GIF starts over, it would look like it's just going on and on and on. So as I said, I did this in After Effects, and it was actually easy to do this when I just figured out the process. So what I did was that I used two effects, one called CC Reptile and another effect called Offset. By doing this, I could replicate the bottles in the right way as I wanted, and I could make them move in a perfect loop. So for the last shot, this quirky shot with the Lego mom moving besides the perfume bottles acting as cars, I did a little more to the After Effect composition that I just made. First of all, I turned the photos so they were horizontal, going across. I added some stripes to the center of the photo just to make sure that people understand this is a road. Then I took all the photos of the Lego mom and put it into the composition. I then keyframed the position of the Lego mom to make her move across the screen in a manner so she wouldn't be hit by the perfume bottles. I went on and added some sound effects of cars and also a little bit of music. And then I ended up with this funny clip that I really like. And I really think it's a fun way to showcase a product like this. This was all for now. I really enjoyed making this funny animation, and I highly encourage you to do something like this if you are trying to do product photography or product video, because this is a really easy way to start off, and it's also a really nice thing to do when you're just taking photos of something that you can turn them into more that you can share on your social media or on your portfolio. So I really recommend you doing this. Just try it out. It's also really funny because it's just your imagination that will set the limits of what you can do with this really simple GIF animations. So this Wednesday will be my birthday. I will turn 35. And if you want to give me a birthday gift, you could leave a like and also consider subscribing. That will really help a lot to me. My channel is gaining traction at the moment, and the more likes and subscribers I'll get will just keep the snowball effect rolling. And for hopefully oh my god. And hopefully this will make the channel grow even more. So please consider that. For the next video, I'm pretty sure I will be making another street photo session. I already got a request about making some night photos with the 70-200 f.4 lens. And I have an idea where I will be going to Tivoli, this old amusement park in the middle of Copenhagen, and I think because of all the Christmas light there, I can take some nice photos. So if you're interested in seeing that video, you could also consider clicking the notification bell so you know when I will be posting this. Anyway, this is all for now, and I will see you around. Take care.